Welcome to the Valt Podcast. We are your car culture cultivators. Great day to be here today. Of course, I'm Shaun, and joined by our lovely hosts.
Vijay, how's it going?
Joe, how's it going?
Joe, man, I'm ready to get started for today. What do we have going on?
Good. So first off, be sure you're subscribed to the podcast.
Yes.
For those who don't know, you are watching this on YouTube. I'm not sure how you wouldn't know, but now you know. So it's very simple. I'm going to show you how to do it. You click over here somewhere, and it's done. Super
Dude, it's
simple.
so easy.
And also, we've been getting a lot of questions about the Vault membership platform. So
Yes.
once again, I'm also going to show you on this episode how to do that. You go onto the Vault website, which is very easy. You go up to memberships, click that button, scroll down, click that. Now you're a member. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
And
The membership is free, right? We have a free membership and we have the paid membership.
Yeah, so the free membership is just an email list, so you're getting access to all the things that we do. The membership that's paid, it gets you access to all of the events that are not public. A lot of the open houses we do, a lot of drives, a lot of weekend events that we, only open up to a friend. And also you get to go on this podcast view if you want and all that stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, so if you missed anything or if you're not a subscriber, you probably don't know that we had a barbecue. You don't know that we had an open house event here at the warehouse. And you also don't know that we also had a nice Napa cars and culture event in Napa. So we did 3 huge things all in the span of 1 week.
Yeah. And we will be talking about cars and culture more this episode too, because it was a really fun time, and we hope you had fun there too if you went. So that brings us to the question of the day. We've been enjoying doing this the past 4 weeks. The question is, what is your guilty pleasure car? So what is the car that other car enthusiasts would be making fun of you for secretly wanting? I'm going to go first because you both know this question, because every week I send you a link to a car and it's the same model every time.
I love the fact that you're totally calling us out on it right now.
It's a Cadillac Elante. I don't know why I like these 90s Cadillacs. I also would be okay with the Chrysler TC. Something about convertible 90s, like middle class luxury cars, seem so inviting. I know they're probably horrible, but like they seem so entertaining to be a part of, and I would love to own one at some point, just even if it was for a few months. So that's my guilty pleasure car, and no one in my community would be like, something must be going on with you. You're in big financial trouble, selling your. So what about you guys?
I have a twofold answer to this. So the first part of it is on the American car side. I recently experienced a Shelby GT350 on a proper road in Tennessee. It's called the Tail of the Dragon. So I think that car is a guilty pleasure for me because it's the most antisocial sounding car that I've ever driven. Like, I drove through a lot of residential neighborhoods with the loud exhaust mode on, and I just feel like driving that in California would be like so looked down upon. And yeah, it just like sounds so evil and just doesn't care about the peace and quiet of the neighborhood. It's just so raucous even in stock form. I'm amazed that Ford let it out the door that loud. I don't think they could again make something in this current regulations which is as loud. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's a true guilty pleasure for me. And the second part of the answer is obviously French car stuff. I've been experiencing some cool French cars recently, like Renaults from the 70s, Citroens of the same era, which are like, absolute nightmares to own, to maintain, work on.
Yeah.
But like when they're working properly, they're like such joys to experience. Like they soak up bumps, and like they're amazing to ride in, and they're like so quirky. The amount of interesting details in it's just endless, the stories behind them. And people are always flabbergasted seeing the kind of weird French stuff that they have going on. So yeah, like these are the two main guilty pleasures.
Those are definitely guilty pleasures. I guess that's a tough one. The hard part about answering this question is because at all our shows, we get such a variety of cars, and cars that I would never think would be cool are all of a sudden cool. Or, the passion, the work that people have really put into their projects. It opens my eyes to everything. So, but guilty pleasure. So I think maybe something that I've talked in the past about, if I had to go like a convertible, then it would be like an American car. So I would probably say like something old school, which I brought up before, like a nice, like that Chrysler LeBaron, like with the wood paneling on it.
That's
It's a freaking
totally
cool car.
a guilty pleasure car.
It's
I
a
think.
cool freaking car.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
like
I think
it's
so.
a common car from the era, right? It's
Yeah.
not like super exclusive. Or
Oh,
anything.
totally.
No,
You see
very
them all
middle class.
around.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
see them all over the place. Wood paneling and all that stuff.
Yeah, those are cool convertibles. If I wanted to splurge a little bit, I mean, you know, is the M1 is definitely a guilty pleasure car. It's not very good
No, compared to other supercars.
compared to
of the era,
supercars,
But
right?
it looks so incredible, right?
but
Yeah.
it looks incredible. And you know, what's the GT car or whatever, the truck car, the truck
M1 Pro car.
Pro
M1
car.
Pro car, dude, is
Yeah.
freaking. I mean, just listening to that thing. Ooh,
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, I'd probably say the M1. M1.
Yeah.
That's I would love to drive one of those.
Yeah.
You can make you can put a motor, that same motor, in your E90.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
put an M88 in there, M90.
They look terribly uncomfortable. Like there's no room.
I've never sat in one.
The
I would love
seats don't
to.
recline.
The M1s don't recline.
I don't.
That makes
Well,
sense.
I know
They
the
probably
cabin
barely.
is super short.
Because
in there.
people during the time, I think they were like, reviewers were like, it's very GT to GT
Yeah.
for like supercars. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never driven one. It's probably exactly like all these other cars that are from the era.
Yeah.
Just faster. But that's cool. Comment down below what your guilty pleasure car is. I'm sure that you guys have one too. You do have one, and no one's gonna make fun of you here. So
Guilty pleasures with Valt.
yeah. Comment down below. It's fun. So now that brings us into the current events. What's happening in our world? So Vijay found these, and apparently at Coda there's a Formula One race happening, and Coda or Formula One, probably Formula One, wants to buy your ticket back. This is a PSA. They want to buy your ticket back for profit if you've purchased one.
Huh.
Vijay can bring us more information. on
Right.
that.
So like I thought this was like fake news when I saw it on Instagram this morning, but apparently it's real and it's on their website as well, Coda's website. I'm one of the early bird purchasers of this general admission 3-day ticket. It was around $350, and they want to buy it back for the same price because apparently they've oversold the early bird tickets, and now they can't have enough. They don't have enough tickets for like the concerts and other newer buyers who want to buy stuff. So they probably want to buy it from me at the same price they sold it and sell it for $500.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And like you can see all the comments there. Like I don't know how they let it go through their media. It just says, here's an opportunity for you to make good financial. Can you click on the link?
Yeah, see if it lets me.
Yeah. Here's an opportunity on the side, on the right side. This to do good financially by reselling your early
Your
bird
tickets. So
Yeah.
wait a sec. So do they oversell for the event?
Looks like this.
Because
yeah.
if you oversell, why don't you just offer? Well, I guess you're just
Basically-
basically offering refunds.
Yeah, basically they're just
It's a nice
realizing
way.
that they don't have enough. Either they don't have enough people that want to buy the tickets anymore, and now they're going to be losing extra margin.
Yeah.
What they're saying is from now until May 6th, 1 week after the highly anticipated music lineup reveal on April 29th, Coda will repurchase any general admission 3-day ground pass for a remarkable $350. It's an opportunity for fans to turn their early bird passes into a financial win. Whether you choose to keep your tickets and enjoy the shows, or you decide to take a profit, you're a winner.
Yeah.
So that's crazy that they released that.
It's like they're removing the middleman and being the scalper themselves.
Yeah.
That's
Is
insane.
that Circus of America is in Texas?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Circuit of America is
Yeah.
in Austin.
It's awesome.
Yeah, Austin. Yeah.
That's the only F1 race I would go to in the US.
Yeah. Have you been out in Austin?
a cool
Have you been
spot.
there? Yeah, it's a cool
Yeah.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah, Circuit of the Americas is in the middle of nowhere. It's not
Middle.
really it's not really Austin-y, but like it's still cool.
Yeah.
You could buy a house right next to this Coda for like $150,000.
Actually, it's gone up in that area
You
quite
can
a
buy
bit.
like a huge garage and then
Yeah.
Yeah,
track
for
all the
like
cars
literally
there.
nothing. And the Mexican food is extremely good right
Yeah.
there. For those who don't know.
Nice.
So now we go into the next topic.
I've never seen so many Ford GT cars as I did at that track. Seemed
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yeah, there were just Ford GTs all over the place.
Speaking of
Speaking of
Fords,
Shaun, something for you.
Segway, bro. I'm all about it.
2025 Ford Mustang GTD order applications open. Shaun, are you buying a GTD?
I am not worthy of buying a
But look at
GTD.
this
You have
photo.
to submit a resume, I think, just like the Ford GT purchase.
Look at that.
$325,000 Mustang.
How many Porsches can you buy for that?
Zero.
I mean, that's the yeah.
This is the price of a Marin Porsche
Yeah.
Carrera 4S.
What's going on with this? This is not. They're not equal.
This is a track car.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I mean, if you're a huge Ford or Mustang fan, obviously this is the ultimate car
I hope people drive these.
for you.
Yeah.
But
It's
I can't imagine anybody going outside of their regular car space and saying that a, $325,000 Mustang is a great investment.
Yeah, you can't get it. You can submit a resume, but
Yeah.
you can't get it.
Yeah, you're not gonna. It's unfortunately one of these. What's gonna happen with, like, I don't know how many they're making, but
Like
what's
they
gonna
sell
happen?
it to actors and influencers.
Yeah,
first.
and they're gonna be stuck in a garage for 2 years, and then they're gonna have 0 miles on them, and then like 50 years down the road, there's gonna be like 30 of them that unveil themselves with like 40 miles on them.
Same cycle as a Ford GT.
Yeah,
I bought a Ford Fiesta one time for a work vehicle, so maybe I could qualify for one.
you know what? If you submit an application, you never know.
You never know. You never know.
That's more consumer advice. Always try it. I believe the worst they could say is no. So there's the GTD. That's cool.
They're paying the dealers $15,000 to discourage markups, I guess.
That's good. I mean,
For each
that's
car.
not really discouraging markups. That's just giving. That's just letting
Dealers
the
free money.
Yeah, it's giving dealers free money. But
I have a question for that car. Who like, say you bring that car to a meet, who's gonna appreciate that?
for the first year, people will appreciate it,
Think
and then
so?
it'll just be any other Mustang with body kit.
Yeah.
Even though it's not.
Yeah.
It's clearly a race car, but like it'll
Yeah.
be just be any other Mustang.
That's what I'd be
because
afraid of.
Everyone and their mother with the new Mustang is gonna get that wing
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Totally.
And it's gonna try
There'll
to
be
come,
so many fake GTDs.
yeah,
rolling
and it's gonna
around.
get the
It's
wheels.
like seeing GT3 RSs at car meets. Like people don't care,
yeah,
care a
very-
lot.
Very commonplace.
Although they pay $500,000 for the RS now, people don't really care at
Yeah.
car meets as much as you would think.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the last piece of news for this week is Toyota hired Boeing to build cars.
Yikes.
And that's a joke.
Maybe
because
Boeing should hire Toyota to build planes. 'Cause-
I saw this on the news today that apparently a bunch of Priuses or Prii have doors that fall off.
oh, no. That's,
Is it
sounds-
mid-flight
That sounds
or-
familiar.
Yeah. So 55,000 Priuses and Prius Prime vehicles in the U.S. are going to be recalled. The manufacturers are going to be replacing the door that falls off. I guess it's one specific door that falls off or something, which is hilarious to me.
It's gonna make a sound boing when it falls off.
Whoosh.
There's not much more to say about this other than during the manufacturing process, they probably just didn't torque down one specific bolt enough
Yeah.
or something. You know?
How bad is the timing on this? I mean,
Yeah, that's great.
Especially with the Boeing news, and now you have the same issue on Toyotas. That's insane.
It's a lot of fun, and I hope
There's
to see
also
a Prius have it without a door at some point. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
there's also a Tesla Cybertruck recall. They stopped sales because the throttle pedal, there's a metal cap on the throttle pedal, which sometimes can go loose and get stuck onto the, above the footwell
Uh-huh.
with the throttle pressed down 100%.
That's great.
Wait, I just realized we were being sarcastic about hiring Boeing.
I realized that as I was saying.
Yeah,
As I was
I'm like, wait a sec, are you kidding me?
All right, so the last piece of news, as the jackhammer is Jack.
So we have some serious construction going on outside. If you hear it, it's because there's a whole lot of bullshit going on outside. A lot of shit
Literally.
going on.
Literally, and hopefully by the power of editing, you don't hear that as much.
Yes.
But Boeing has hired Toyota to build cars.
I get it.
For those who don't know, the Prius has been recalled, 55,000 of them, and the doors fall off. So
That's insane.
if you don't get it, you get it now, right?
How does a car door just randomly fall off anyway?
How does a plane door randomly fall off?
Boing.
That's
Boing.
very true.
Yeah, so it is what it is, I guess. I mean, during the manufacturing process, someone must have not tightened down a bolt, or a robot must have moved a little bit too fast.
So wear your seatbelt if you're sitting in the back seat of a Prius.
Yeah,
Wow.
please wear your seatbelt.
Wear a seatbelt.
So that brings us into the Valt news. So for those who don't know, we had a Cars and Culture last weekend. So I'll start first. It was great. Despite the weather, I didn't think it was going to be. It was a little bit iffy. A lot of people were canceling last second, but the turnout was great. I thought. What about you guys?
Yeah, it is. One of the best things about the cars and culture in Napa is the drive to and from and everywhere in between. It's just awesome going up there. Obviously, you get all the sights and sounds of everything around Napa, but in particular at the event, at the type of cars that we saw there, the variety of cars, and just really the people, man. It's probably one of the best events here in the Bay Area when it comes to like free shows, where just people from all over the Bay just kind of show up, and we mix and mingle, with great coffee.
It's a nice, clean
great
location.
background. Yeah, everything. Yeah, and it's really photo. The buildings are really make for nice photos
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that was another thing that I noticed. A lot of people were posting, and we used all of them as collaborator posts. So they're all over our Instagram if you want to check those out.
Yeah.
Really good photos,
Yeah.
like of all different mediums too. Like all these vintage cameras were out. It was actually like really great. It was awesome.
Yeah, we had a lot of members sharing photos with us, which we accepted collaboration with. So yeah, lots of good photos.
Yep.
coming from
And
that.
if you've missed it, there's another one in a couple months. So stay tuned to that. Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast. We're going to be talking about it. Make sure you're subscribed to the email list because I will be shoving emails down your throat about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some really nice G-body Porsches there. So an old Carrera S that was there, a 911 S, I should say.
The black
whatever
one?
it was. I think it was a silver one.
Oh yeah, I remember
that
that.
was
That's
nice,
like the
man.
late '60s, early
Yeah,
'70s.
yeah.
Yeah, that's Matt's car.
Yeah, that was
beautiful.
nice. Yeah. There was a nice red one that came.
Mm-hmm.
And,
That's a neighbor of mine.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were nice.
One of my highlights for that event was there was this like big 60s Cadillac that pulled in that was trailering like a race
Oh,
bike.
yeah. I
Oh,
saw
that
that.
was
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah,
or
that
whatever
was
it
so
was.
cool,
That was
yeah.
so awesome.
I got a video of that.
That was my favorite part of the entire event. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, the show's over. I don't need to be here anymore.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll
And
video of that.
to the dickhead Mustang owner
oh, dude,
at the end of the show.
yeah, wasn't
Bro.
a GTD. That's for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't a GTD, or maybe a GTD when next time you see it.
Yeah.
But bro, chill.
Yeah.
Was there a burnout or something?
Oh
Yeah.
my god, yeah, he was doing too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, he kept. Yeah, for those who don't know who have been to one of our shows, they aren't every other free cars and coffee in the Bay Area.
Yes.
We don't allow loud revs and burnouts and launches and people driving into traffic on a coast highway. Like none of that stuff.
Yes.
Zero. And our community is self-policing. Like
Yeah.
we will chase you out. People will force you to go, and they remember your car because they're car enthusiasts, and
Yes.
so you'll be kind of targeted. So
You know
don't
what
do
I
that
think,
stuff.
You know what I
That's
think,
not
Joe?
cool.
This is a great time for a montage.
Hopefully,
And that's
my
why
editing
you don't
skills-
do it.
Yeah, don't do drugs. Don't do burnouts.
Exactly.
Unless you're on a racetrack, and that's the whole point is to do a burnout or something.
Yeah.
That's it. So that brings us into project updates. So for me, nothing to report. I've been too busy building this shop. I'm almost done with it. Vijay, what about you?
I got white wheels for the Beat a couple of weeks ago. I'm gonna paint it silver to match the car. So
Yep.
I bought a $10 can of spray paint. So I'm gonna get to work this weekend.
Nice. Make sure you prime it.
Yeah.
Sean,
So
anything?
updates. Well, if I said one thing, it would be just a repeat of the past.
Is your engine in?
Come on, Joe. You know the answer to that.
No, that's unfortunate.
Still, obviously still waiting on all those parts.
Yeah.
No projects, but I will say after the last show was Jacob inspired me to bring out the AutoZam. So it's been nice to be driving that all week. And
It was a hoot at the show.
yeah. So hopefully maybe start doing some work on in between some of the stuff that we have soon enough.
Cool.
So once I get the other stuff back, then
Nice.
I have some ideas, and maybe one of those ideas we'll talk about at the as part of the show, or as part of this
Scenarios or something?
scenarios. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Robert, any project updates?
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good feedback.
Okay. Marketplace finds time. So we all found marketplace finds, and I will go first. this week I got to drive my dad's W210 E55 a little bit.
Nice.
He recently replaced a whole bunch of front suspension components. It needed an alignment, and the shop next door to my detail shop was gracious enough to put it on the alignment rack for us. So I've been driving it a couple days, and I haven't driven it since it's been aligned. But the car is such a nice, for 411,000 miles. It's such a nice, like, driving, comfortable, good car with power that can get up. Like, so for example, I go up a hill to get home, and in the diesel I'm floored. I'm pinged. My coolant temperature starts to rise. My turbo's screaming. And in this car, nothing. And it really made me like consider buying one as a daily driver and keeping the diesel as like a long distance car. And I would want one a little bit cleaner than my dad's because his has some issues that are kind of annoying. So I found this one in Concord. Has 217,000 miles, but clearly that isn't an issue. It's $8,500. The only problem with this one is it has coilovers, and the suspension on these cars is like really, it's a very, very plush and comfortable. So that would probably be a deal breaker.
Yeah, even with that stock suspension, it's pretty good handling.
Yeah, it's
well.
great. Yeah, I've taken on all the rallies that I don't like want to drive my E28 on, and they're
it's
great.
Really good.
It's great.
Yeah, it's like a complete package.
Yeah, this has
Those original wheels?
No, these are
repos?
Yeah, they're aftermarket. The original wheels you're looking at them right now would not have the rivets.
Something looked off.
It looks good, but I like the original one better.
Totally.
Especially for one of these cars. These are not supposed to be flashy. They're supposed to just fly under the radar. So I would go back to stock on those.
Yeah.
Other modifications are like just typical radio stuff.
If you were to say if there was a perfect wheel on any car, this would
monoblocks fit a lot of
right
things. Yeah, monoblocks are basically good on any Mercedes from like this period to like I don't know, like 2015 or something.
Yeah, can't go wrong.
So yeah, they really, really killed it with that design. So that brings us to Vijay's, which is a Fiat 850S.
Yeah, it's a
Vijay, I'm sensing a theme with you.
The blue. Yeah, I really love this 70s Fiat, especially because it reminds me a lot of a car that was sold in India until the 2000s. So that particular car was licensed in India as a different brand, but it was based on a 70s or 60s Fiat called the Fiat 1100 Delight. So in Italy, it was called the Fiat 1100 Delight. In India, they sold it as a Premier. The brand was called Premier. And it just made the most beautiful carbureted noises. It smelled of unburned gas, and it just rode beautifully. And like, yeah, I just remember when I was like 4 or 5 years old, I just remember hearing the raspy carbureted noises of this car. So
nice.
It just instantly like teleported me back to that time.
It's definitely a cute car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and somebody's actually spent some money on.
Oh yeah, this is definitely
on
restored.
this one, yeah. How much? What's the asking price on this?
9,800.
Good lord.
Doesn't seem that bad, or is it cheap?
No, that seems.
I don't know.
Well, it seems pretty cheap. Considering how much money they put into that car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they probably dumped like 30 grand into the yeah. It's probably hiding issues.
Yeah.
But it is still cool.
It must be like the finicky carburetors or something.
Yeah, and like it's not a car that you like lust after, like specifically. Like it's like not if you want an old Fiat, like this isn't what you go for, right?
Yeah.
You go for a 500 or something. So
it's always like screaming.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the diesel. But that's cool. That's a good car. You don't ever see them ever. I've never seen. I probably have seen one at some point, but
never seen that car.
Nonetheless, Vijay was
Also,
mentioning that TVRs are now legal to be imported.
Breaking news: TVRs are now legal to import.
And this is one of them
because they are 25 years old now. So early TVRs, which have like weird, I don't know how to describe the interiors of them. So they're just like
take a look at
weird plus upscale plus tacky. I don't know.
Do you remember those TVRs, Monterey Car Weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Monaco,
that were pulled over?
Monaco car or something.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never seen an interior like this. It's got weird
it's
dials.
super odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like definitely different.
Yeah.
And different.
Look at the way the dials are. Like
yeah, look at all this. It's different. Oh, you got a ball cooler.
Good cooling.
Yeah.
Good cooling.
Looks like, is this speedometer? It looks like it's kind of slanted like down.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't buy one, but it's still like it's cool that we're going to be able to see them now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm afraid that the engine is also British in this car.
Is it? Is it a V8?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's no way. That's
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's a British engine, then it's problematic. Like the best thing Lotus did was to get Toyota engines.
Yeah, definitely, definitely the best thing that they did. Look at how thin that belt is. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, well, anyway, that's a cool find. I hope we see more of them in the Bay Area. Just for the
There's a
act of seeing
specialist
them.
in SoCal, I think. They exclusively deal with TVRs.
Well, they're about to get really busy, so that's cool. Robert found what did he find?
Wow.
Paper towels.
Holy cow. That's actually
That's a deal.
A hell of a good deal.
That's a deal, yeah.
Yeah.
90 sheets per roll.
That's a bounty.
Well, that's cool.
That's
I mean,
like better than that's Costco pricing right there.
yeah.
It's good, Rob.
Yep.
Clutch.
You get $46 if you get 3 cases or more.
Holy cow.
Sean, what'd you
The
find?
quicker paper.
That was consumer advice.
Yeah.
That was consumer
Yeah.
advice.
Consumer
So I
advice.
found this one to be interesting.
Oh.
Every time I see a CRV, I think of our dear
CRZ?
friend
CRX.
or CRX. Sorry, I said CRV. The other Honda. As I think of our dear friend Andy Shank and his beloved CRX.
Only parked under a tree for 25 years.
Yeah. So I love the description on here.
Be polite. Speak in sentences. If you ask questions that are answered in the ad, I will mock you ferociously.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk smiley face. This is Frank. He is my friend. I love Frank. I don't want to sell Frank. Moving.
Yeah.
Trades.
He's like $3,000 firm. Or
Yeah.
$2,800.
I will
firm.
not sell it less than 3,000. Best offer above 3,000. Don't even ask if it's for sale for 2,999.
Don't
Also, if
message
you're a
me.
jerk and offer me 5,000, you can't have it. So basically, it's $3,000.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It's got like everything from what is that, like a 90? What year is that?
91.
A 91. It's like every aftermarket upgrade
Oh.
from 91 and then whatever else is
And
on
patina,
there.
and real
it's all
patina.
Real
That is
patina.
all 91.
Yep.
Really?
That was
Or
created by
90s,
the
yeah.
sun right there.
Yeah.
Got a cold air intake. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a battery right there. It's an interesting spot for the
Yeah.
battery.
You know they were at every Fast and the Furious premiere with that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
So much
I hope
torque.
this goes to a good person for $3,000.
And a good
Yes.
family.
Yeah.
And I love aftermarket taillights. Nothing makes a car better than aftermarket taillights.
Yeah.
Clear lenses. Let's be specific.
Yeah. They don't want to show them too much, but there it is.
There it is. Oh, class
Wow.
personified right
They
there.
have a heck blend.
Oh man, count them.
Japanese
Count the
version.
lights.
9
Oh my God.
circles.
Concourse condition.
Yes.
Yeah, it's concourse. It's actually barn. It's like an original dust car. It'll
Yeah.
win preservation class.
There was a show at RM Sotheby's with parts of rust that was found inside a barn. I don't know, like there's a bunch of old Ferraris. Did you see that?
Oh
part?
yeah, yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
And it
I
was
forgot
just
its name.
parts, right?
Yeah, it's just like rusted wind plate that I found in the ground. They found in the ground. They just put it up.
It was like one for like 1.5 million, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone found a wind plate in the ground. Just put it.
And then put some headlights and like pieces of rust everywhere, and then sold it at an auction.
sold
in
it.
a car
They
week.
put like a dead raccoon in one of the.
Yeah,
Yeah. If we ever had like a topic of things we hate in cars, is definitely clear aftermarket taillights.
you could blame the Lexus RX for that.
Ugh.
When the facelift came out for that one,
Uh-huh.
it had the clear headlights or clear taillights, and since then when the Lexus IS had it, and then it was game over. So not everyone had it in like the early 2000s. It was a disaster. I hated them too, even when they were new.
Yeah.
I was like a baby, so I kind of was like, I should have liked them, but I
Yeah.
didn't.
You know, it may have all started with back in the day when we used to put like clear pager covers and clear lenses and everything on our
Probably.
cell phones.
Yeah.
I think that's what all started.
People like to see the like inner workings of things.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Oh, like the era when they had Macs with clear monitors.
Yeah.
like different color monitors, all plastic.
Yeah,
With
different like colors
pink,
with the
green,
Totally,
with
yeah.
transparent still.
with
yeah.
the back stuff.
That was the same era as these taillights.
Yeah.
That's when technology peaked.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I know my Gen Xers feel me out there. I'm with you. I got you.
All right. So the main topic for this week is in honor of the Luftgekühlt Air Water show.
Mm-hmm.
Air Water, for those who don't know, is a show I think specifically only for Porsches, but they have to be water cooled or just not air cooled.
No, air water has both.
Yeah.
Air Water has
Air
both.
Water, yeah.
The name would
Yeah.
explain that.
Yeah.
But anyway, the main topic is if you, let's say you're going to Air and Water this next weekend, what is the best non-air cooled Porsche that you will be buying for $50,000 specifically to bring to this show? So it needs to have some sort of like cred for people to enjoy.
50,000 or less. What are we all showing up in standard 996s?
Exactly. That's the challenge. So what do you guys got?
I mean, I found this. So recently, I've been really loving 944s. The whole aesthetic about them, the way they drive is also pretty nice. The turbo, the non-turbo ones are quite a little bit too slow for me, but the 944 turbos are like pretty good in terms of the overall experience, and I think they also look good as Safari conversions, even better than the 911 Safari conversions.
Yeah.
And I stumbled upon this restoration company, Vagabond, which they don't exist anymore, but they did this amazing bang for buck conversion, Safari conversion of 944s for just about $10,000 to $15,000. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
It's a hot looking car.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is super cool.
Yeah, I think it looks better than 911s.
I think 944s look like they were meant to be rally.
Right,
Yeah.
Safari
Yeah,
cars,
totally.
yeah. Look at those tires on top and everything.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
This is very cool. It's too bad that these don't exist anymore. I mean, you could probably build it yourself, but it's probably way easier to just like.
Yeah, they just look natural in this.
Yeah, I
form.
know with that company you could buy the whole kit for it, but apparently they don't make it anymore for the 944, which sucks.
It's too bad. That's a
Yeah.
really good idea, though.
Yeah.
And
It's a
the
great pick.
current price for 944 turbos hover in the range of 15 to 20, so you can spend another 10 or 20 building this up
Yeah.
and stay within the budget.
Yeah. So for me, I don't know if this fits in my budget, but I want to go with a 968 Club Sport. I just don't know if it's. I don't know what the prices go for these days.
Those are over. I think those are over 50.
Yeah, it's like maybe like 100 or this one. Oh, this. I'm looking at just a link here, but this 968 Club Sport, in literally this month, like a week ago, sold for 60, a bid to 67. So we're pretty close. So instead, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to buy a 968.
Yeah.
And I'm going to repaint it,
Yeah, color match it.
and I'm going to get a roll
totally.
cage.
Yeah.
And I'll be my Club Sport.
Yeah.
And then I'll show up to the club, in the Air Water Club in
And they're gonna
win the
kick
show.
you out in 5 minutes.
They're gonna kick me out and be like, get out. You're not a club. You're not a
Dude,
club
get out of here.
You know, I think the cool thing about 944s is, it's the Porsche you could probably just do whatever you wanted to
Yeah.
with, and people would appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah, you can
Right,
do everything
yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
So Shaun, is it safe to say you're gonna go with your 944 and just like build the shit out of it or something?
No,
or-
that'd be too easy.
Yeah, it would be too easy.
You know what I would do is probably go with like an early model. The early model was the Cayennes are kind of rubbing off on me.
Yeah,
They
they're
did
great.
it in a manual transmission as well.
Mhm.
Pretty dope.
They look great with Safari.
Yeah, the
That's-
Safari, little Safari to it. Yeah.
That's a great.
Something
idea.
like that would be
I was
pretty cool.
I was gonna do an Cayenne, like a manual Cayenne, but I felt like someone was gonna do it, so I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But that's good. All right. So that was the main topic. I think we're all kind of we have good cars. I think we would all enjoy each other's cars a lot.
Yep.
So that brings us into the scenario, the last bit of the podcast. If you didn't know, it's the 60th anniversary of the Mustang.
They're
And-
having a big celebration in Charlotte.
Yeah.
And see.
Okay, nice. So if you're around there, go to that. But the government has decided that all citizens are required by them to purchase one. It's part of a new subsidy that will inevitably bail out the company at some point. So the question of the hour is, which Mustang are you buying, and why are you buying it? Any Mustang ever created.
Oh,
You're required to buy one
One.
as to subsidize the company if it goes under.
You mean any Mustang
Like-
from history?
Yeah.
Any
History.
Mustang from history.
Mustang 2.
I was gonna say the same thing. I'd be a jerk and buy a Mustang too.
I recently drove the original Shelby GT350. That was really nice. It was part of there's a museum called the Cobra Experience in Martinez.
Yeah.
So they have all sorts of variants of Cobras, whether it's like, the raced versions from the 50s, 60s, and also Shelby cars from the same era when they started off as race cars, and they released a road car version, the GT350 and the GT500, and they have this program where they teach kids to drive manual
Yeah.
on weekends, where you can sign up, and if you don't know how to drive a manual, it's a great first car to learn. Shelby GT350.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So like I saw a lot of kids who were there, and our friend Ian also invited me to just join the group, and then I also got a chance to drive a few laps there, and it was really amazing. Like the perception or the feeling of those cars are like totally different from what I've experienced so far. Super heavy, everything. There was no power steering, with huge weight up front and everything, like very physical.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think the whole car reverberates, and even through your body you get the vibrations of the engine. It's like so thunderous, and it's always there. Yeah, I really like the experience of the GT350. Maybe not for like super long drives, but maybe just for like a weekend sort of thing. It's probably really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. When I think about Mustang, I really like when they unveiled it for the first time, it looked very European. So I want to go with like one of the first 100 Mustangs ever, probably just original just not Shelby, not modified, like just like typical 4-speed, whatever it is, 289 or whatever.
65.
Yeah, 65,
64,
one of
yeah,
those,
65, yeah.
or
Ford Falcon.
in red, just like
Yeah.
iconic pony car, or I like the notchbacks. I'm not sure which one that is, 68 or 67 or something like that. I like those. I like those a lot when I was a kid.
The notchback.
Let me figure it out. Fastback, notchback, who knows?
They did a fastback in a 60. They did a 65, 66 fastback, 67.
Nope, not a notchback.
Oh yeah.
Is that
Talking
the
about fastback?
Fox
Yeah.
body?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Man, Mustang people are gonna hate me.
Yeah, they hate you right now.
Yeah,
bro.
they hate me.
It's
I like
in
this.
the-
Yeah,
Bullet movie
yeah,
car?
yeah.
The
Like
bullet?
like a bullet car.
Bullet
Yeah,
movie?
Like,
Yeah,
that's what I'm a big fan of those, the body style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
that
man,
looks nice.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep that in there.
Especially in that
I
green.
want the heat.
Especially in that green,
I'm-
right?
I love the fact that I actually saved Mustangs right there. Fastback. Yeah.
British racing green Mustang.
I got you
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
Or like light blue.
Shouts out to Armand. For me, it's nothing special. I mean, there's a whole bunch of like collectible Mustangs out there. This is certainly not the fastest one, but to me, if I'm cruising around in a Mustang, I'd probably say like a California Special. I just love the options on those. I love the convertible look on it.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that I think it's a 68, if I'm not mistaken. They're a
With
little
the
bit.
badges and everything.
Yeah, they're certainly a little bit more beefier.
Yeah.
Than the previous models. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
I'm
68.
surprised nobody mentioned the Boss 302, the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
That's absolutely a ripper, right? The Boss 302 mid 2000s.
Mhm.
I don't know the generation name.
Yeah, there's also some. There's the 70s bosses that are pretty hot.
Mm-hmm.
Those are
I
actually
love
nice cars
this.
too. But
I might change mine
Wow.
to this.
Yeah.
This is not a fastback, right?
No.
Okay.
No, this is I love the fog lights. This is like one of my favorite parts of the car. For
Yeah.
some reason, I love the front. It looks so European.
Front
to me.
edge, yeah, front
It's
edge.
like American version of European.
Yeah,
That's why I love them so much. I probably would never own
It's
one.
like the
but
American Aston Martin DB5.
yeah.
when I was in high school, I mean, this is like the car I dreamt about was those early edition Mustangs.
Mm.
This has always been kind of one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
It's a great color for this.
Yeah,
It's crazy how they made it out currently it's like an extremely capable track car as well. It's basically a rental car platform which they made it out to the GT350, GT500, all these things. Like it's crazy how much the platform has to offer.
Yeah, and they actually do look so good on the track.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
they do.
Yeah.
They look like they're supposed to be there. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Ford also recently said they'll keep a V8 in Mustang regardless of what anyone else does. Like the Charger is going away, the Camaro is dead. So Ford says they'll keep the Mustang V8.
How many more generations do you think till that stops? Till like just it's mandated where it's just not going to happen anymore?
Yeah.
For what?
2, 3 generations?
For what?
No more V8s.
Oh.
Because Ford is now promising V8s, but how long until they can't keep that promise anymore? 2 generations?
I don't know. I mean, I still well, who knows? Who knows if somehow, I mean, the way that the popularity of electric cars and the mandates that were supposed to happen, who knows if that gets repealed somehow, some way or not, especially because the manufacturers are now pushing back on it. But I think there's still a ton of room to do like a V8 hybrid. I think that'd be,
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be the way to go.
Yeah. So I mean, I think, I think they would have years to build on that platform
Yeah, that's a good call.
It's an iconic.
if they chose. Yeah, if they chose to do that.
So be sure to comment down below what Mustang you would be picking to subsidize the company in this fake and alleged situation.
Yeah.
But other than that,
That V6 EcoBoost shit, that ain't it.
yeah, if you pick
That
that,
ain't
we're
it.
going to block you from YouTube.
The EcoBoost is the 4-cylinder.
Is it the four? No,
V6 is not
The
EcoBoost.
EcoBoost is the V6.
V6 is just
Oh.
a naturally aspirated.
Okay.
Oh, okay. What did they put it? What did they put in the
EcoBoost is
GT?
the fourth
EcoBoost
cylinder.
is 4-part.
Oh, is it 4?
But the Ford GT is
Ford
the
GT6.
That's a V6 EcoBoost.
V6 EcoBoost. Yeah.
But the Mustang's V6 is not EcoBoost.
Yeah. I was thinking of the Ford GT.
Yeah. So the consumer advice today is to wear your seatbelt if you're driving a new Prius and you're in the back seat.
There you go.
Yeah. if you're-
All right, guys, make sure you're subscribed. We'll see you next week on another episode of the Vault Podcast. Other than that, we'll see you later.
Sheesh.